The 2026 Australian Open quarterfinals delivered drama both on and off the court as Novak Djokovic leaned heavily on a stroke of luck to progress further in the tournament. The Serbian star was clearly outplayed by Lorenzo Musetti, who was dominating the match with his fluid style and aggressive baseline play. However, fate intervened when Musetti was forced to retire due to an injury, handing Djokovic a lifeline. This unexpected turn of events shifted focus onto Djokovic's own physical condition, particularly the blister injury that visibly hampered his movement and performance throughout the match. Following the intense quarterfinal, the spotlight turned to Lorenzo Musetti's views on Djokovic's injury situation. At the post-match press conference, Musetti was straightforward about what he observed on court. "I noticed that Djokovic took a medical timeout, but honestly, I wasn't really worried about it during the match," said the Italian rising star. Musetti's composed reaction reflected his focus on the game rather than dwelling on the opponent's fitness issues. Djokovic's blister problem was far from new in this tournament. It first emerged during his third-round victory over Botic van de Zandschulp, where he started experiencing discomfort in his foot due to a popped blister just beneath his big toe. Despite this setback, Djokovic pushed through to the later rounds, but the injury persisted, clearly affecting his mobility and causing visible pain. During the quarterfinal match against Musetti, Djokovic took a medical timeout late in the second set for treatment. The on-court medical team carefully cleaned the affected area and re-wrapped his toe tightly in an attempt to provide some relief. Unfortunately, the blister was stubborn and painful enough to compromise his footwork, one of the crucial components of Djokovic's game. Known for his exceptional court coverage and defensive skills, the impact of the blister on Djokovic was evident from the outset of the match. His usually sharp and agile movement was noticeably hindered, allowing Musetti to dominate early on. The Italian's aggressive shots and relentless pace put Djokovic on the back foot more than once, exposing the vulnerability caused by the foot injury. Adding to Djokovic's woes was the fact that he had been granted a 4-day rest period after Jakub Mensic's withdrawal before the quarterfinal, which some had hoped would aid his recovery. However, the extra rest failed to fully heal the injury, highlighting how challenging it could be to bounce back from such a seemingly minor yet debilitating issue during a grueling Grand Slam. Tennis legend John McEnroe, providing commentary on 9, emphasized how serious Djokovic's injury situation was. "That's a nasty injury," McEnroe said, noting that for a player who relies so heavily on movement, even at 38 years old, such pain can be a significant psychological and physical barrier. When something hurts that much, it's always on your mind, and it clearly affected his play. He had a decent start, but once the pain set in, his performance dropped off. The medical staff was trying to keep him in the match. The match reached a dramatic conclusion when Musetti, who was leading by 2 sets and seemingly in control, had to retire due to an injury of his own. This marked the second consecutive match where Djokovic's opponent was forced to withdraw shortly after Djokovic had required medical attention himself. While some may call it luck, others see it as a testament to Djokovic's resilience and fighting spirit. Reflecting on his narrow escape, Djokovic acknowledged how fortunate he was to move through to the semifinals despite his injury concerns. "It wasn't easy out there. I'm thankful to get through and will do everything possible to recover and prepare for the next round," he said. As Djokovic advances, questions remain about how well he can recover in time for the upcoming matches. His blister injury, while common in the tennis world, poses a unique challenge due to the high-intensity movement required at this level of competition. Fans and analysts alike will be watching closely to see if Djokovic's experience and mental toughness can overcome the physical limitations caused by this persistent injury. Meanwhile, Lorenzo Musetti's early exit is a bitter disappointment given his strong form and promise shown during the match. The Italian will be focusing on recovery and aiming to come back stronger in future tournaments.